Okay.
We're live.
Oh, we are live?
Uh-oh.
Nice.
The
Hi.
past 10 minutes.
Welcome. Are we live?
We are.
Okay.
I think yes, we are.
Probably. Well, welcome to the Tech Tuesday live show. I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm not sure. But today we're here with Matt Hall. And what's your company name? Landrat?
Landrat, yep.
And you are the creator / co-creator of this game. What's a good card to hold up? This one. I'll hold up this one. Called Karacterz with
Karacterz,
right?
yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Karacterz.
Oh yeah, there's a Z at the end. Karacterz, a new card game made by local awesome person.
I don't know about awesome, but local, yes.
I've seen your business card. You're pretty awesome.
Yeah, the business card is pretty sweet. Look at this. So it's actually like a real card that you can actually play like in the game. That's pretty legit. I love it. So basically, we got the whole thing set up. I have no idea how this game works. I think, Matt, you're the only person sitting here who knows how this game works.
That is true.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about, before we get to sort of the rules, what's kind of the main conceit of the game? What's like in the first page of the manual kind of thing?
Well, Karacterz is a character building fighting card game where everybody will build a fighting character out of the cards they draw, albeit from a stack of cards with magical abilities, physical might, or some agility tactics, or combination or specialization. Is up to you. And to fight, we'll all fight each other once our characters are built to see who built the best one. So every time you play, you're drawing different cards, building different people. Even if you're trying the same strategy, there's always something a little, there's a flair that's unique to each game. And then when you battle each other, it's basically the first one, so when you battle each other, it's basically whoever has the least amount of damage in their damage pile wins. And so you don't really know who's winning unless you're keeping a lot of fine-tuning track of the damage, which some people like to do.
Cool. So I think we should get started. So how do we start playing? I know we got these core cards here.
All right. So
I already picked mine out.
Once the decks have been separated, we have a magic with the M's on it. We have an agility with the A on it. We have the physical with the P, and one last one, support. We've separated all of the class cards, and Joshua says he has the core cards. So the game started where everybody selects at choice or by random a core card they would wish to start their game with. This looks like Josh.
I'm going random.
Yeah, there we go. I'll go random too. All right, so Josh has an agility-focused lady. I have a physical-focused lady, and we have an agility-focused male. So we're using these placement mats, which are totally optional, but they help a lot with keeping your space organized. Feel free. Recommend placing your core card right there, sir.
Okay.
All right, and then let's say since Joshua started speaking, he'll start the game.
Okay.
So he gets to choose to draw 4 cards from either the agility, physical, or agility, magic, or physical decks, in any combination as long as it's up to 4 cards, but not from the support deck.
Cool. So since I'm an agility character, I'll go 2 of these and then kind of that's.
And at this point, he can think and ponder what to do. But before we figure that out, I'm going to draw 2 cards from the magic and 2 cards from the physical. And then Rory can select his 4 cards. I can help you out here if you just want to point.
Let's go. Yeah, we'll do this strategy.
All right. So, since it's the first game for everybody, I'm going to reveal my hand. Mm-hmm. And I got, so right in the middle of each card, we'll have a word that says what kind of card it is. Like the magic stat has the word stat on it. Rock Barrage has combat attack. Armor mastery is mastery, and we got an armor for chainmail. This is perfect hand to demonstrate, and I did not do this on purpose.
Awesome.
So anything that doesn't say combat, you can place on the table to equip onto your character. For instance, if I want to have some magic power, I'm going to equip a magic stat. So now I have +1 to magic as well as +1 to physical total. We can all kind of do this at the same time. All that's really important is Rory doesn't draw until I draw. Joshua doesn't draw until after Rory draws. So when Rory's ready to draw next, I'll draw after him. You can draw after me when you're ready, as long as we keep the rotation going.
Okay. So what reason would I have for not putting, so like say I got a physical stat, why would I not want to put the physical stat down?
Well, if you don't want to use any physical attacks,
Okay.
then don't.
Is there a limit to the number of stat cards you have?
There's no limit to stat cards. There is a limit to one of each in the spaces here. Your combat deck. So your combat attack or a combat block or combat boost cards, if there's the word combat on there, can be placed face down on your combat deck, and those are the cards you'll draw from when we battle each other.
Okay.
Your weapons and shields, we can go here as long as they'll have hands. Over here I don't have a weapon, unfortunately, in hand.
I do.
So you see where that's hand, so if you were to place that on the table, you've used up one hand.
Okay.
Your person has two by default. Yay.
Cool.
So there's some cards have what's called an immediately power. So I'm going to put my armor mastery on my mastery area, and it says search and attach an armor card. It can be equipped without meeting its requirements. So when you search, you have to pick either one deck or one discard pile. Then you have to stick with that one. If you don't find a legal card or a card that you don't like, then you're screwed. And I'm just going to go Kozana armor, like a samurai. Do a quick shuffle. And I don't have to worry about its 9 physical requirements, because that's what armor mastery said I should do.
Cool.
You can keep unlimited cards in your hand, but you have to choose what to do with it before we battle. And if you, let's say I get another mastery I like better for some reason, I can discard armor mastery and everything attached to it to put the new card down. But the trade-off is that one thing I've yet to explain is that you can discard a card to draw from the support deck. Now, you can discard like 3 cards at once and draw 3 cards from the support deck. You guys didn't know that. I apologize. But if you discard a card from the table, you cannot draw from the support deck. It has to be from your hand.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright, so I think it's my turn to draw next.
You are ready.
So I think I'll just go for a bit more magic this time.
Ooh, I should do the same thing.
How many can you have in the combat deck?
As high as you want.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So like I can just put those there.
As
and
long
then
as they have the
draw.
word combat, yeah.
You just keep drawing 4, or?
Yep, keep drawing 4 from any combination of the 3.
And can we just keep cards in our hand?
Yes, as many cards as you want. But you have, when we say, okay, we're done with this part, you're going to have to decide what to do with your hand, either discarding them to draw from support, equipping them, or using it for your combat deck.
Okay.
You could even place cards that you don't think you might use on your combat deck, because there will be other uses you could use for it later.
Okay.
Which I'll explain while we do it.
Alright, so I'll
I'm going to discard a card to draw from the support.
say here. Magic.
I'm going to, I got an origin card. So origin is can only be found inside the support deck. There's only 4 in this whole game, so they're pretty rare. one copy of each. So I'm going to be an independently studied samurai armor wearing lady who is a master of wearing armor so far. And she says immediately declare any stat types of physical, agility, or magic +2, or you just search and attach a mastery card, much like I did with the armor card. I'm just going to declare the stat type +2 to be +2 to physical.
Cool.
Did you want to look at that?
Sweet. And so who's...
I believe we've gone full circle, so
Alright. I'm just gonna go all in on agility right here.
So from support, I got like stats. Do you
So
hold
if you-
those, or do you actually put them down?
well, the more of the bonus you get is how hard you swing. So if you want to keep using the sword, which gives you +4 physical, +2 agility, having physical and agility will help you most.
So putting them down here.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
Perfect. And that actually worked out perfectly because I have...
And I have drawn 4 cards. It's your turn to draw cards.
And I have a quarterstaff. So I'm going to equip that
Oh, very
quarterstaff.
nice.
And quarterstaff mastery, which I got last turn.
Woohoo!
So I'm a quarterstaff expert. So
Yes.
let's do that. And I'm going to put...
We've worked really hard to make sure that every card is useful, so even if you didn't have a quarterstaff, but you did have quarterstaff mastery, you would have still gotten the bonuses on top. You just would not have been able to use its power on the bottom.
Ah, cool.
So I had drawn a card from the support deck last turn that I did not want, so I held on to it for 1 turn. Now I can discard it to try again. Unfortunately, it's another origin card, so there's only 2 left in this whole game.
And can I keep discarding and getting from the...
So you're gonna have to wait a turn,
Okay.
and so the next time you draw, you can discard to try again.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just unlimited, and Rory and I would just be waiting and staring at you.
Did you guys go again?
Alright.
Is it already back
It's,
around?
I'm just
his
gonna,
turn.
I'm just gonna keep agilitying it up. I feel like that's...
Nothing wrong with
I
that.
feel like I'm on a roll with that.
So one thing to note is that there's these really cool cards called class cards, and they give a unique power, with some of them giving bonuses as well. If you want to take a quick look through them, they all require something. So if you have the symbol guide over there, if you flip it around, you can see every class and what they require to equip.
Okay.
So you don't have to keep looking through all the cards over and over and over.
And so once we do meet one of these requirements, how do we actually acquire a class?
You just take the card and say, I want to equip this.
Cool.
First come, first serve. If you don't meet the requirements, you're going to have to give it back to the center.
Oh, sweet. So I actually got an origin here.
Yay!
So I can put that down. I can search this for a weapon card, but I already have a weapon, so I don't want to do that. But I can also attach a class card regardless of stat requirements. We
Woohoo.
just talked about class cards. Where are they? Here they are. So now I get to just pick whatever I want, right?
Yes, it's very true. And you'll put it on top of your ancient tradition in case you first go with the ancient tradition for some reason. Your class card will go with it.
Oh, gotcha.
This is what we call phase 1, where we're building our fighters. Phase 1 will continue until either one of these decks in the middle run out of cards, or we declare an early finish. We can only declare an early finish when everybody has a weapon equipped, and it doesn't matter who says it. Some people like to strategize and say, I'm going to cut it early as possible, see if I've gained the most advantage now. Other people like to wait it out and see if they can get more advantage later.
Alright. So I'm going to be a samurai.
Samurai.
Quarterstaff samurai, because that's totally a thing.
Hey, what do you think that is?
That's
kind of Mongolian,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Close enough.
I'm wearing your armor, so it's all good. And we got a gi wearing sword master over here.
I have no clue what's going on in my.
Perfect.
This is it's yeah. I'm really hoping in phase 2 I figure it out.
Yeah. All right. And so I think you drew. So,
Yes.
So we don't have to wait for each other to put our cards down to draw.
Right, as soon as he's drawn, it's your go to draw.
Cool. So.
But it is good to learn together.
Yeah. So I think I'm just. You know what? Mix it up. Get some
Ooh.
power in there. Why not?
I'm going to discard 2 cards, draw 2 from support. Perfect.
So where could someone find this?
This game is available either online at Karacterz.com, spelled with a K, A-R-A-C-T-E-R-Z. Just like that.
Karacterz.
It's also available in most stores that sell games in Eugene, Springfield that are not big. So local game stores such as Video Game Headquarters, Fun Game Games, Evolution Games, Radar Toys.
So what if I have? So I got another mastery from the support deck, but I like my mastery. So what can I do with this card?
Well, you can discard your mastery and equip that one instead.
What if I don't want to? Do I just hold on to it?
You can discard it and draw again from the support deck once it's been a turn.
Oh, cool. Gotcha. So I think it's... Whose turn is it to draw now?
I have just drawn. You drew your turn.
Alright. I'm just... Because I realized I actually have a lot of agility stat. Like a lot of agility stat. So I think the agility path is the way forward for me.
There we go. That's a good idea. This game is also sold in a couple stores up in the Tacoma, Washington area, as well as in a store in Aberdeen called Darksteel Games.
Nice.
There's a small chain out there called Uncle Ben's Games that has purchased a copy.
Three from there. So why'd you decide to make this game?
So I started making this game almost 15 years ago when I wanted to make a game that wouldn't break anybody's budget, so you could buy it and buy it once, play it as many times as you want, every time is a different time, and that you're not forced to buy expansions to get the full experience. I do plan on releasing more stuff way later on down the road, but to answer his question, basically about 15 years ago we were going through a recession. A lot of people are having a hard time staying up to date on their Magic cards. People were it was before the board game boom. So I was thinking, hey, what about a flexible game made with cards that you only need to buy once and you got the whole experience and you can just play over and over and over again. Also, it doesn't matter how many games you've played. If you're only a light gamer, you could play with somebody who has way more experience than you, but you still have the same playing field. I've been playing this game for about 15 years. This is their first time, but they have just as much chance to beat me because we're all on the same playing field.
Cool. And so how far along are we right now in the character building sort of?
Well, let's say I'm going to equip magic staff, so at this point we could say, hey, let's call it good for now, declare an early finish, and we can get on to the next part when we fight each other.
Yeah.
Or if we want, we can keep going, but for the sake of time,
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea. I'm kind of cool with what I got here for now.
Yeah, I have no clue what I had, but I'm good with it.
Okay. Some people get lucky, some people don't. But you gotta empty your hands and have.
So that these all just go.
Well,
But what do I do with like potions?
So they're combat cards.
So you can just throw them in the.
Yeah, throw them right on top of your combat deck.
All right, just do that.
Might as
Cool.
well. And having a big combat deck is a strategy.
Okay.
I don't need that one. It doesn't do anything for me.
All right, so we will grab the combat deck and we'll shuffle them up. We'll be going into what's called
These ones.
phase 2. We'll be going to phase 2. Let's see. So 10.
Your deck's bigger than mine.
My deck feels pretty small.
Samurais can burn through their cards pretty fast, though, so it could be a game of endurance.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
Because, let's see. I'm going to get,
And so before the combat phase, you're picking a class.
yes, before, because I have yet to do this. So all attached cards become permanent on your character. So I became an enforcer, which allows me to use the card once per round to execute a half attack. I can also discard a card from my hand to power myself up. So once your combat deck is shuffled to your satisfaction, we'll draw 4 cards.
Just randomly draw 4.
Yes, from the top.
All right.
Now, before the first card is played, we look to see if we have any automatic powers. Any card that you have that says automatic on top. We have the key here. It says after his first action of the round, he gets agility +1 until the end of the round. The round is the cards in your hand. Once we all run out of the cards in our hand, that's the end of the round. We will draw 4 more and begin the next round.
Okay.
Alright, so the basic idea is to take a card from your hand, place it face down on the table. You could either put it in a shared area, depending on how many people are playing, how big the table is, or you could put it right in front of you, and we'll reveal them at the same time.
Okay. So that's okay. Interesting. That's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna go.
Sorry, I was reading.
No, it's okay.
I got mine.
So we just put it down.
Put it down, and
Alright.
say, alright, one mark, get set, go. Boom. So, we got, are you able to get it down over
So
here?
let's see.
Let's,
So these are. This is mine. This is Matt's. That's right.
I'm executing a precise strike.
As am I.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
And Matt is enhancing some stuff.
Alright, so
Oh, he's building.
on the placement mats, we have an order of actions that activate powers of first, then attacks with first strike, then blocks, then boosts, then attacks.
Okay.
So I played a boost, you two have played an attack, so my boost goes first. I gain attack +4, so any attack I do has +4 to its damage
Oh boy.
until the end of its round. And I'll just kind of keep that there until it's used up. A precise strike, since Josh here is the one we've been having to go first, he'll go first on this one. So it's an agility attack +2, so you'll count all of his agility cards.
Okay. So that's all of the cards with the agility plus,
Yes,
right?
that is right.
Okay, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then what's this half on the...
We won't
Don't
worry about that. Just the letter A.
So it's 14. I
And
believe.
14, and then this is +2.
Yeah, so 15,
So-
16.
It is 16 damage going whose way?
So how do we know who has what amount of health? Do we not know? Oh, what is the health again?
Yeah, we don't do health, we just do damage. The least
Okay.
amount of damage means you win.
Okay. So...
So you can hit as hard and as furious as you can without having to worry about resources to hold you back.
Okay, so Matt, I'm gonna hit you.
Of course, thanks.
Yeah.
So, 16. Oh, I forgot. So, I can get. I have these really cool accessories I made called damage counting cards, which can help you keep track of damage.
Ooh, nice.
All made with the. They look like that. And the different cards
Oh, okay.
help you keep track of damage.
So damage can get pretty intense.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see 100 on one of those cards.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
See, he gave me
16.
16 of these babies. Boom, that's my damage pile. I'll just kind of have the bank right there.
Cool.
So then Rory.
So I have 7 plus 2, so 9.
So 9, and who are you swinging
Oh,
to?
yeah. Well, that's after the first action is
Yes,
plus
and
1.
this is your first action.
So this is the first action. So 7 plus 2, so 9.
9.
So 9 damage total. I'm gonna send it to Josh.
Ooh. Alright, so
All right.
Josh gets all 9. So I'm actually wearing armor, so I have shield variants of these bonuses where they will subtract that much damage from each stat type. And I have a black shield that subtracts 1 damage from all stat types. So if in total I would have reduced your damage by 3.
Okay. But you would have reduced. You would have
Yes, I
also
have
reduced my
just-
damage by 3.
Your damage by 3, so I need to be a better mathematician.
Yes. All right. And so I think
Nice.
that's the first act of the.
Yeah, so you can discard your cards when you're all on the same discard pile that you used the first part of the game.
Okay.
Now that these are all done.
Yeah.
And keep in mind now because it says until the end of the round. All right, now a little curveball here. Add another layer of icing on this cake. Some cards have the word activate on them. Just right there it says activate.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use this once per round instead of a card in your hand. Basically, I would try to be as sneaky as possible and put this upside down and then flip it up and say, I'm doing that. A lot of people can tell, yes, you are doing that if you really pay attention. But the powers are so good usually that it'll still give you an advantage. And those are the activate powers, so in the order of actions, they say they go first.
Okay. So and we do an activate power instead of
Instead of a card in your
instead of
hand.
a card.
Yes.
Okay.
Such as your quarterstaff mastery allows you to block agility and physical attacks.
Ah.
In a multiplayer game, that means you're basically immune to agility and physical attacks coming your way at all from either person.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
right now, yes, we are using an honor system when it comes to, I was going to attack you. I was going to attack you instead of, oh, who was I going to attack? You're immune, so I'm just going to attack you. Some groups of people are fine with that. They really are. However, some really want absolute fairness. I have chosen this before I knew.
Okay.
And we have what's called target cards, which look just like the core cards that we picked at the beginning, except you would play that with a card in your hand and say, I have selected to attack you.
Ah, I like it.
But we did not put that in the release of the game to cut costs, to make the game even cheaper for you. And not everybody wanted to use them anyway.
Cool. Let's see. All right. I know what I'm gonna do.
So that could be something like a house rule where it's like you have to define who the attack's going towards. Kind of
Yeah, whatever is good for the group of people. Some people want to just say it out loud. Some people don't care. They have so much fun saying, yeah, I'm just going to attack you anyway, even though you're invincible to it. Just because it's like chink, chink, chink. Every group is different.
Cool. All right. So I know what I'm gonna do.
I know what I'm going to do.
thing. I don't have any clue what I'm doing.
All right, well, you could choose another card in your hand, and even if it's just, I have no idea what this is going to do.
It's pretty much, this one sounds like the coolest of them all.
And that's what
All right.
that's it.
So
All
what
right.
I'm going to do.
And mark your set, go.
All right.
Spinning jump kick! Dodge
Hell
it!
yeah. All right, so we're doing blocks. They happen first, and then your attack. So, Josh, you're blocking against all agility attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Since your agility is 9 or over, you also reduce magic and physical attacks by 5. Recycle after use means you put this at the bottom of your combat deck once we're all done.
That's cool.
You can only recycle 1 card per round.
Okay.
So I'm doing an elemental shield, so kind of like an Avatar: Last Airbender. Blocks all magic attacks. Somebody attacks me with agility and physical attack, they get hurt 5. All right. So, who are you attacking, Rory?
Now I understand where the whole calling the attack beforehand comes in. Because after you said the whole, like, I'm going to get hurt if I try to spinning jump kick you. But I was already going to go with you, so honor system, like...
But that's also really cool, because if you attack me, since that's an agility attack, it wouldn't do anything.
Right. Because he's blocking all agility attacks.
So I should just fight him, but
Yeah.
it's strategy-wise, but I was already going to say you.
But also...
So I'm coming at you.
But also, right, he's got, 13 damage right now?
Yeah.
So you
13
do a little bit
damage.
more damage to him, even though you take damage.
Yeah.
You're still in a better spot.
We're still doing a spinning jump kick here.
Yeah, you're still doing a
Yep.
spinning jump hit
Yeah.
to the face.
That's my goal.
All right. So, how much agility sets do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus that one, 8, 9, 10, and if you're over 7, plus 2,
Yep.
so 12.
12. Nice. Minus 2 is 10. Minus 1 is 9. So I'll take 9 whole damage to Roonies.
And I take 5, right?
Here's your 5.
I'm on the board.
First damage.
It's not a good board, but you are on
Hey.
it.
You got less damage than us.
I have to have blood drawn at some point.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Yeah,
You were
these
the only
just-
one brave enough to attack.
It was a spinning jump kick. I feel like that's just required. So then these go to the discard?
Yep, to the discard.
All right.
His is recycle after use, so go on the bottom of his combat deck face down.
Okay. And so if I do use an activate ability, do I then have to discard the card that I activated? Or do I
No.
just keep it?
Like if I was going to use the Enforcer activate ability, I would use the ability and put it back.
Okay.
It doesn't get used per se.
And can you use the same activate ability multiple times the same round?
Only once per round.
Gotcha, that's what I figured. Alright.
So this game could essentially go on for...
Some games take 1 to 2 hours. Some games take 3 or 4, depending on how many players playing, how
Cool.
deep you want to go. I have released what's called a draft style, where you can only use the cards that you want to play with, and it can cut the time by about an hour or 2, depending on who's playing, because you're using less cards, but everybody's like okay with the cards that are playing.
So what signifies the end of the game again?
When we've totally run out of combat deck cards and cards in our hand.
Okay.
Games do tend to go a little faster when you know what you're doing. First games are usually the longest.
Yeah. I think it's really cool, though, that you can adjust the time of your game just based on your initial choice of how many rounds of picking cards are we going to do.
Yes.
Yeah, and
You
I'm
know,
actually
it's-
and I'm actually I'm actually really digging this. I don't play a lot of board games myself because I don't really have anyone to play with. But this is actually really cool. It's a very I like it. It's sort of something I have much more. I have a lot of experience with Dominion and playing that, and I really enjoy that kind of card builder sort of games where everyone starts at the same sort of level. You don't have to worry about like, oh well, my deck sucks because I just bought it yesterday, and that kind of thing.
Right.
And I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't have $10,000 to build the ultimate deck.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
1,000
Right.
hours of research. This is just get up, separate it all out, and play.
All right, so this is actually really cool.
I also have a demo version on Tabletop Simulator. If you can find it, it's buried in there in the workshop somewhere, but it's there. I am developing an app for it, learning coding and all that, so people can help add what they got, like a calculator, and it'll show you how much damage you do based on what card you played. So people don't have to count every single time if they don't want to.
Sweet. And can you tell people again? I mean, we said this at the beginning, but what's the best way for people to get a hold of this game?
The fastest way to get a hold of this game is to go to the local game stores, such as Fun and Gun Games, such as Evolution Gaming. Emerald Cards Comics has it as well.
Can you order it online as well?
You could order it online directly from me on the Karacterz website. You could also order it straight from the manufacturer, drivethroughcards.com. That will take a couple weeks though, because that's just how they work.
And is that, like, from you, do you guys ship internationally?
We can ship internationally.
Perfect.
It'll be a few extra dollars, because it'll cost us a few extra dollars, but we'll make no profit from that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Cool. So yeah, we can either sort of just keep playing on stream, and because I kind of want to finish this game anyway, or we can. So what do you?
Probably.
I say we say goodbye and we finish this game.
Yeah, I
because
say we say goodbye.
I might have another spinning kick to your face.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or am I bluffing?
I've enhanced myself. I've yet to use it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So I think.
I don't even know if we covered that one.
So this is a very interesting.
Actually, can I show one more feature of this game?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, what do you want to show?
So one more layer to this cake, per se. And this is a game where you don't have to use all the layers if you don't want to. But it's cool if you do. So each person has these full boost, block, attack cards, and they can use them in their hand. And they can replace a card from their hand with one of these instead. So if they have too many boosts and they want to attack, they can transform one of the boosts to a full attack. That way, you don't actually have a bad card in your hand, and you're not screwed if you pick up the wrong cards.
Nice.
You'll at least have a fighting chance to have the strategy that you want. So Yori, I stole yours. Now these cards you don't use and discard per se. You'll use and put them back in your hand, but you'll have to use it with a card in your hand, and that card gets discarded.
Ah, okay.
Thank you for letting me show that.
Yeah, totally. So I think that will be I think that'll be the show for today. Thank you for watching this very, very special, interesting episode of the Tech Tuesday live show. We'll see you next week, and be sure to go and get this game if you want to see how cool it is to play, because it's actually I'm actually having a pretty good time here. All right, have a good one.
Thanks for having me.
It's fun. Karacterz.